Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kickback Presents. This ain't even a kickback. This is the All Memphis post game show. It's your boy Jamal, where we talk about all things Memphis basketball, whether it be Tigers or Grizzlies. Tonight, we are focusing on the Tigers, who lost another game tonight to the SMU Mustangs. Now, let me get us situated here so enough people can know what we got going on. Let's see here. I'll share that. Boom. There we go. All right. What is there to say, man? What is there to say? We also gonna talk about the state of the program for a little bit, but we ain't gonna be on here too long. What's up, Campbell? I see you, my boy. Ain't gonna be on here too long about the state of the Memphis Tigers. Like I said, after this loss tonight, they fell to 9-8. What is that in conference? They are 9-8, 3-4 in conference in the American Conference. And I guess you can say how far the mighty have fallen. This team came into the season with a lot of expectations. They won the NIT last year, brought a lot of that experience stuff back, added key freshmen. And ever since August, the team in the program has been like a complete, for lack of a better word, shit show, man. Penny as a coach, Penny as a leader hasn't been great. The season starts, they start 4-0, 5-0, and then they go on the losing streak and losing to teams they shouldn't lose to, and Penny's throwing players under the bus. You see a lot of issues from last year's teams and the year before. High turnovers, erratic substitution patterns, and just no growth. Once again, that's been my criticism, even though it's becoming more popular to criticize Penny now. But back in the day, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a year ago, I was saying the same thing about Penny, but people were calling me a hater, and it still might be a hater. But you don't see growth from his teams. You don't see growth from any other players. Lester Quinones is the same player as a junior now that he was as a freshman when he came in. And as a freshman, that's cool. You got a lot of promise. We got some hope for you. But now we see that ain't it, bro. Like Penny hasn't developed any player that will go on to the NBA that wasn't going to go to the NBA already. Like he can take credit for Precious Achiuwa, but Precious is going to go to the NBA no matter what school he went to. Take credit for James Wiseman. James is going to go to the NBA, whatever school he went to. He didn't even play for Memphis. He played 3 games for Memphis. Imani's going to end up going to the NBA. He got another year. Jalen Duren was going to go to the NBA from whatever school he came to. But I see somebody else on here. Give them some encouragement, not criticism. They will be okay. I don't know if they're going to be okay. And what is okay? Why are we okay with them just being okay? This team came in with a bunch of hype, a bunch of expectations. They had top 5 odds to win a national championship by Vegas. They were in the conversation with best teams in the nation. These are the expectations that were set for them? Why are we moving the goalposts? Why are we changing what can happen because of this? That's the problem. That's the problem. They'll be okay. They will not be okay. They will not be okay. What has happened in Penny's 4 years as a coach is going to make you think that they are going to be okay? You people have a lot of faith for no reason in this. Not to say that Penny can't grow to be a better coach. He can, but in the 4 years we've seen now, we haven't seen it. I don't understand how people have such blind faith in this and they ain't seen him do nothing. It's ridiculous to me. But that's fanatics in basketball. We can talk about the game. We'll get into the state, more of the state of the program and how ridiculous it is. After we talk about tonight's game, they lost to an SMU team who has consistently given the Tigers problems within conference play. Game started out really sloppy, turnovers for both teams. The Tigers couldn't score. Like I looked at down with 10 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the first half, the Tigers had only had 6 points. They scored 6 points in 10 minutes, 6 points in 9 minutes and 56 seconds. And that was you couldn't do that. Thankfully, SMU only had 16, so technically the Tigers were still in the game. But you can't spot a team like SMU that many points. And ultimately, the Tigers couldn't cut into the lead, and they ended up losing the game by I think 7 or 8. I think that was the final. So the final score was 62-70. Mustangs win. And granted, you do have to give them some bail a little bit. They've been shorthanded. No Landers Nolly, no DeAndre Williams, and that's about it. I'm not even counting Chandler Lawson. Chandler ain't played much this year anyway, so you can't even count him into the injury perspective. They got Alex Lomax back, and I was telling somebody before this, I was telling Campbell before this, Alex Lomax was the best player on the court outside of Jalen Duren. Like Alex Lomax looked really good on the court, played some great defense, had a few turnovers, but you're going to get that from Alo. That's what you get with him. And kind of settled the team that he didn't start. It's funny because he didn't start Alo, but after the first 3 or 4 possessions, I think maybe 2 minutes had gone by, he subbed him in because we couldn't take care of the ball. And Imani was a no-show tonight. You'll see his stats. Imani Bates, 23 minutes, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 turnovers. Just a average performance, I would say. But he didn't play that much in the second half. Alo started the second half and took Imani's minutes. Imani didn't come into the game in the second half until 9 minutes to go in the second half, and he didn't do much. So you're not getting much from Imani. Jalen Duren gave you 11 points and 9 rebounds. It took Penny and them the first half to understand that they have an advantage on the inside, so to get Jalen Duren the ball. So they ended up getting him the ball, and Tigers kind of cut into that lead in the second half. But by getting Jalen Duren the ball and by punishing him on the inside, which is kind of what they did in the first half, Malcolm Dandridge had 8 points in the first half because nobody can handle them inside. Like that's how the sooner this team realizes that their advantage of this team is on the inside, they will be great. And granted, Jalen Duren is a freshman, so he's going to make freshman mistakes when he gets the ball when he gets the ball on the post. But that's something you got to live with because that's where your advantage is. And he's a good passer, a willing passer, and a good passer. After that, Jeff Calkins just got this tweet. Jeff Calkins just tweeted, "I asked Penny if he thought he could get it done. He told me to quote, stop asking stupid fucking questions." He's unraveling, folks. He's unraveling. And this is the guy, this is Penny. You got faith in him. And it's super. I know I sound like a hater, dog. And you know what? Maybe I didn't lean into the haterism, but this is the same. I told people this was going to happen years ago when they hired him. If you go look at the Instagram post that I put on my page when they hired Penny Hardaway, I said this is not going to work out the way Memphis. I said I am skeptical that this will work out the way Memphis fans want it to. Just because I've been around the game of college basketball for a long time, and I didn't think that he was quite ready to be a head coach of a program the caliber of University of Memphis, and he's shown just as much. Granted, we have seen some improvement from him, but we haven't seen much improvement from his teams. And I think that this year has taken a great step back for the program and for Penny as a coach. This is stuff that coaches have to go through. The things that he's going through are not just there for Memphis. A lot of college programs go through missing some of their best players. University of Houston's going through that right now. Their 2 best players are out for the season, but Kelvin Sampson ain't down there sniping at reporters and doing this and doing that because he's been in the game for too long. He know this how the game go. That's how it is, but that ain't Penny right now, and it can get better. There's hope for it to get better, but I don't see it getting better as quick as some of y'all do. Now, the Tigers' only chance they can make the NCAA tournament is to win the conference tournament, which they can do. They have the talent to do, and maybe by that first week of March, that first weekend in March, so second weekend in March, when they play the conference tournament, they'll be healthy and have all of their people. And that's the thing, like they haven't had their whole team, so you kind of got to give them some bail with that. But shoot them some bail with that. But that's the life of a college basketball. That's the life of basketball. You might not have your whole team. If you structured your lineup or structured your roster in a way that if you do lose one of your players, you could be okay. You will be fine. That's what's happening in Houston. Not happening here. You got 3 capable freshmen redshirted for no pull them red shirts. What do you have to lose? Why are you saving them for next year? Pull them red shirts. You got top 100 players sitting on your bench, red shirting, and your team is 9-8 for no reason. Imani ain't what we thought he would be. He could get there, but he's not there now. We saw flashes. He can get there. Jalen Duren's fine, but you can't stake your team's success on the back of a 35-year-old DeAndre Williams. Like DeAndre Williams is literally 26 years old. And he's your best player. He's your most energetic player. He's your most experienced player, obviously, because he's older than everybody and he's been in college basketball for a long time. And so when DeAndre Williams isn't playing, you can see a full difference in this team. And that's just not, I don't know if you should have your team that way. I'm perfectly fine with having your team, around one player, being that guy. But your best guy can't be a 26-year-old guy with back problems. Backs are too iffy. You never know when they're gonna go out, and you need that energy and stuff like that. And so I was hoping it would be Landers Nolley this year. I was hoping that it would be Lester Quinones to step up in the leadership role to kind of take the heat. But we haven't. Has Lester played a good game? Have we seen the Lester of his freshman or first half of sophomore year, like getting rebounds and making open shots? Thank God for Tyler Harris. I was skeptical of Tyler Harris coming back. Like, why would you leave and come back? But thank God he did because he needs it and the team needed it. There is hope. They got a lot of. I ain't gonna say there's hope. There's hope with the caveat. There's a lot of talent on this team. At the end of the day, talent usually wins. But the saying, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. And as it's getting to the point to where now this is where Penny has to be a coach and keep his team engaged. Be a coach and keep his team motivated. Be a coach and keep his team with their mind on the goal. This is our goal now. We need to win the rest of our conference games and we need to win the conference tournament. It ain't no more anything else. It ain't no more nothing. Y'all get healthy. We need to win these games. Or just say, you know what, forget, we're going to play the conference and we need to focus on these 4 conference tournament games and just go that way for us to get to the tournament. But you never know what's going to happen, man. You got a Memphis team losing to Tulane. And yeah, I know, you lose Tulane, you lose to ECU. Those are usually death nails for coaches here in Memphis. No Memphis team should ever lose to those schools. It was bad when Josh did it. It was bad when Tubby did it. And it's bad when Penny did it. Y'all know I love Josh Pastner. Josh Pastner is a friend of mine, but it was terrible when he did it, and it was terrible when Tubby did it, and it was terrible now that Penny's done it, and it doesn't look good for the program that Tulane and ECU is beating the University of Memphis. Now, let's talk about something else on the sideline. Campbell said he missed Mike Miller. He missing somebody, brother. He missing somebody out there. Who he is missing is Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace was hired as an assistant coach this past summer, and he's not with the team anymore. Physically, he's acting in a consulting role, so he'll be on Zoom, consulting with the players, how one would do that as a basketball coach. I don't know. I guess you watch film with him, talk to him about all that stuff. But I saw on tonight on the bench that JJ was back. Jermaine Johnson, who was an assistant last year for Penny, an interim assistant last year for Penny. And JJ, JJ's been in the college basketball game for a minute. He coached at UT Martin, coached at some other places, and he knows college basketball. But it was interesting that, he's back on the bench now. I guess, I don't know if that was always the plan, and maybe they thought that she might not have lasted all season, so JJ was always going to be a backup plan. I don't know if he's in the role of assistant coach because he wasn't sitting down there with assistant coaches. Rodney was. But interesting to see. Maybe that's what they need to help. Maybe another voice like JJ or something can help get this team over the hump, because they got the talent. And Penny just has to find a way to get the talent right. It's like the announcer said today. One thing about college basketball that's so much different than NBA basketball, as we've seen this year, is consistency. And there hasn't been consistent lineups. There haven't been consistent play. It hasn't been consistent energy. It hasn't been consistent anything. There's been no consistency from this Tiger team in any aspect, if we're really going to be honest about it. And so that's something that Penny has to do. And it all comes down to, well, the first thing was you need to, in college basketball, you got to shorten your roster to eight people. Playing as many people as you started playing in the beginning, that was why it was like that. The erratic substitutions, all of that stuff. This is just a referendum on Penny, man. I guess we now seeing what it looks like. Y'all are seeing what it looks like. I already knew. And hopefully it gets better. They got a tough game on Sunday against Tulsa. Tulsa has always been a thorn in their side. Playing on the road has always been a thorn in their side. They have one road win this year. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they play on Sunday coming off of this loss. And there was a thing about this game, man. They had chances. They missed a couple shots. They shot terribly from the three, which is not what you normally don't see. They were 1 for 12 from three. You normally don't see that. 11 of 19 from the free throw line. That's normal. 58%. They're probably higher normally, but Memphis and free throws ain't never seen eye to eye. And they shot 41%, If you just look at the stats, it looked like a close game, but it never really felt like a close game. SMU had 39 rebounds. The Tigers had 39 rebounds. SMU had 12 assists. Tigers had 12 assists. SMU had 8 steals. Tigers had 8 steals. Tigers had 12 blocks. 12 turnovers. SMU had 14 turnovers. It's just that SMU shot better from the three-point line. They shot 6 of 23, and the Tigers shot 1 for 12. So they got outscored by 15 from the free throw line. They made 5 more threes than them. And then SMU shot 18 to 26 from the free throw line. So they 69%. So it was kind of tit for tat. Tigers actually held, what's the boy name? Kendrick Davis. Held him in check a little bit. 6 of 14, hit 2 threes, scored 20 points. He's the conference leading scorer. And they held him in check. The defense, there was one thing about Penny Hardaway teams was you can count on the defense. It don't matter what the offense is doing, you can count on the defense. And they kind of got back to that today. I guess you can say that was part of Alo pressuring full court. Alo doing what he does on the defensive end. Had some good steals, some good pressures. So maybe that was the missing piece. I know everybody gave Alo a hard time, myself included, and we'll continue to do when needed. But maybe he's what they need to kind of get them back on track. And as they get healthy, you might see a different team. But the same issues, even when they are healthy, they have to work on these issues. They have to work on the turnovers, got to work on shot selection, and they got to find an identity. What is the identity of this team? What is the identity of this program? What is the identity of the Memphis Tigers program? You look at a place who has a for sure identity that we know. Gonzaga has an identity, right? The Big East schools like Villanova, the type of players that play in Villanova. Hell, Cal got an identity. He gonna go get the best freshman, and that's what we gonna do. However it go, this is how it's gonna be. What is the identity of this program? What is the identity of this team and how they play? And that's going to decide what the rest of this season looks like. Like I said, they are 9-8 now with, let's see how many games they got left. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Got 11 games left and maybe one more because they might try to reschedule the games and they had those 2 canceled because of the COVID stuff. They got 11 games left. Houston twice, Wichita once, UCF again, and at Cincinnati. So got some chances for some big wins. But they gotta change a little bit, man. They got to change a little bit of what they're doing for that to work. And we got to see they coach under pressure, man. You can't be lashing out at reporters, telling reporters they asking stupid fucking questions, which is funny about it. It's funny. I wish I was in the room to hear that, but you can't be doing that because that just trickles down to the team. Like you're stressed, the team is stressed. You've lost games you shouldn't have lost. You lost to ECU on a last second shot after you were up by 10. After you up by 10 with 2 minutes to go, you lose the game. How? Tell me how. What is the identity of this team? What is the state of this? The state of this Memphis program in one word is chaos. That's what it is. It's chaos. Chaos on the coaching staff. Larry Brown's on the staff. We don't know what he's doing. Is he helping Penny? Is Penny listening to him? We don't know. Rasheed Wallace was on the team. He gone. Bring JJ back in. Chaos on the court because all they do is run up and down. We saw them run 4 sets tonight to get Jalen the ball, and that was it. It all depends, what is chaos? Chaos. It's crazy, man. The reason that you look at the games they won, and there's a distinct style that they play. The Memphis Tigers love to play up and down. Play up and down. This AAU ball. I don't want to call it AAU ball, but they love to go up and down and shoot threes. That's why that game against Alabama was so good, because Alabama shoots the most threes in the nation. So they're going to run up and down and shoot threes too. And whenever Memphis plays a team with a similar style to them, not the exact same style, but a similar style to them, they play well because they're used to playing that style. They're used to doing that. But when they play somebody who has a different style, who maybe junks it up a little bit, changes defense, slows the tempo down, things like that, they have issues. They can win those games, but they have issues winning those games. And so we've seen in the past, like the 3 Houston games last year, 2 Houston games last year. When Houston tried, Houston's style and everything was what it was, and Memphis took those shots and played them very closely. Excuse me, very closely. Without a last second half court shot, Houston wouldn't have won one of those games. So they can play that style against certain teams, but against other teams, they don't. And I think that's a thought process. It's the sign of a mediocre coached team. Play up and down to the competition and can only play your style. And you win you're supposed to win the game. You win the games you're supposed to win. You lose the games you're supposed to lose. You're like it's an even road team. And like Hamill said, plain and simple, Penny got outcoached. And it's not getting outcoached during the game. He got outcoached during the preparation. He got outcoached because his team wasn't ready. Like you start the game with 4 turnovers in a row. Like, come on, bro. You scored 2 points in 9 minutes. Come on, bro. Like what we doing out there? But that's part of it with the way this team is coached. Like, you knew they were going to play well against Alabama because it was Alabama. It was Alabama at home on national television. Everybody's going to be on their game. Boom. But you go to Tulane, and nobody really watches on ESPN Plus. Tulane probably got 7 people in the stands. They don't really care. Whatever. You go to ECU, even though they were up by 10 in ECU. ECU was almost inexcusable. They were up by 10 with 2 minutes to go, and they lose the game. Somebody gets thrown out, whatever happened. Blame it on whatever you want to blame it on, but they lost the game, a game they shouldn't have lost. Tonight, forum half full because the city ain't paying attention no more. You had the city in your hand. You want all the smoke. We got Imani. We got Jalen. We got Larry Brown. We got Rasheed. Talk of college basketball. You got the city in your hand. Now you come out there and you lay an egg for a couple games, and the city don't care no more. And now you out here cussing out reporters who got a radio show, who gonna talk crazy about you tomorrow. We understand you under pressure, Penny. We understand you under pressure, bro. But you can't be doing that. And you got to have your team ready to play. And I mean, looking at the schedule, like I said, they got 11 games left. What, you want to go 8-3? If they go 8-3, that is 17-11 record in those 11 games they got left. because they should beat ECU. They should beat Tulane. They should beat Temple. They should beat USF. We don't play USF once. So that's 4 wins. You're going to lose to Houston once. You might lose to SMU again. They should beat UCF at home. Although UCF played like UCF was really good against them. But if they're at full strength, maybe. Who knows? I guess the goal would be to go 8-3, 7-4 in those last 11 games, so they can, they were the last 4 out in the bubble. They can't be on the bubble no more. It's not a terrible loss because SMU is a good team in the net, but going by these net rankings, no, the eye test ain't giving it to you. You're not seeing it with the eye test. On the eye test, this ain't a tournament team right now. And that's it. Their resume don't look like a tournament team. The eye test don't tell you a tournament team. And now their coach is cussing out reporters. The state of the University of Memphis men's basketball program is chaos. But that can change. I don't have much faith that it will change. But some people do. There are some fans who can just say, hey, it's Penny. He knows what he's doing. He's going to get it done. I have faith. And there's some fans like me who over it, bro. And I can't even call myself a fan. I'm a fan of the University of Memphis. I'm a fan of Penny Hardaway. Met him personally many a time. Really cool dude. But just never. I didn't think he would be the right coach for this team. And in 4 years, I still don't think he is. And we have to, I'm not saying he needs to be fired, but there needs to be some changes. The administration needs to make him get more college basketball people on his staff. Because I do believe if he had more college basketball people on his staff, a lot of these things wouldn't be happening. You wouldn't have to have games canceled because of COVID, because of vaccination statuses. You would have had somebody take care of that. That's partially why we didn't see that much chaos on the coaching front when Tony Matlock was there. Tony Matlock was a 20-year college coach. He knew the college game in and out, what to do, how to do, where to do. Matlock gone, South Carolina State, who's doing a good job. His son's over there playing with him. And now you got nobody. You got Larry Brown, who hasn't coached in college in years. His last stint was at SMU, So hopefully the administration put some of the same things on them that old administration tried to put on Josh, where, you got to hire a coach with some college experience. You need to hire a good young coach and an old coach with some college coaching experience to get there to help turn this thing around. But there's always a but. They can turn it around. They get healthy. They might go on a run. They got to get healthy, though. Like, we don't even know what this team looks like healthy. Campbell got it right. Let's see. Campbell says, Penny checklist. Turnovers under 10 for a game. That's never going to happen. I'm going to go back and count and see how many games under Penny Hardaway have they had less than 10 turnovers. Free throws, 80%. Never going to happen. You know how Memphis and free throws is, bro. We ain't never going to shoot 80%. Points in the paint, 55 points. I'll give you that. They have a distinct advantage in the paint between Jalen Duren and guards that can get to the paint. And 4, got to make at least 8 3-pointers a game. Possible. I think SMU came in making 10. I think all of those two, the last 2 are possible. The first 2 ain't never going to happen. Unless Penny slows it down and runs a possession game. It ain't never going to happen when they get less than 10 turnovers. Not consistently. It might happen one time out of a 5-game span or something like that, but it ain't going to happen consistently. Also part of coaching that we have to see from Penny is putting your players in the best position to succeed. If you know Jalen Duren loves to do a right-hand hook from the middle, where you put him on the left block so he can turn and go over that left shoulder with the right-hand hook. If you know Imani loves the corner 3 or run some plays to put him in the corner 3. We know Lester shoots the corner 3 like he shoots it lights out. Let's run some plays for Lester to get a shot. Have we seen it outside of Tyler Harris running the play, getting the 3-pointer for him when he's 5 feet behind the line, have we seen it where Penny decides to run a play for one of his players? Just run a play. I want to get Imani going, so we gonna run ISO 4. Okay, that work. Let me run it for him again. It's like, boom. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we know Jalen got it, so let's run 4 down, 5 down for Jalen, so he can get a ISO on the on the post. Well, they double. We know he can pass it out, and let's do all that. Like, have we seen that from him? We need to see some growth. We need to see some growth on the sideline. We need to see some growth from some of these players. We need to see some growth from the head coach. And if you see some growth from the head coach, you'll see some growth from the players. Although talent is very important, you just can't throw talent at everything. Talent has to fit right together. This team had a perfect fit before adding Jalen Duren and Imani Bates. I was excited about this team coming back after winning NIT because I felt like this is a tournament team. It was a tournament team. Just having Alo, Minot, Lester, DeAndre, and Malcolm would have made you a tournament team. And then you brought in Chandler. Cool. Chandler's hurt, so we don't know. You got Jonathan. Boom. There you go. We don't know. So now it's like, well, you messing up the chemistry already. Lester's shots have gone down. When Landers play, his shots have gone down. They don't like that, bro. I also think you're gonna see some mass exodus after this year too. You got highly touted freshmen sitting on the bench for what reason? For what reason? Pull the red shirt. I'm saying, bro, what can you lose by pulling the red shirt from these dudes right now? We got 11 games left. I need my horses. If you hurt, DeAndre, be hurt, my boy. What's the young Lawson? Chandler, Jonathan, come on, let's go. Camden, I need a shooter. These dudes can't shoot no more. Camden, get up out, take the jersey off, let's go. Like, what's going on? Here we go. Roy Mays, University of Tennessee's finest, says we just need to bench Alo and play the seniors and not play the 5-star freshmen and start Tyler and get healthy and get the vaccine and listen to Larry Brown and feed Duren and play Minot and win out and win the tournament and make it this week. You know what? You're right, bro. We need to do all of that. That's how you Memphis fans sound, bro. It's okay to criticize your coach. It's okay to criticize the team. I come from the University of Arizona where we were criticized for everything. We had a Hall of Fame coach in Lute Olson who got criticized for everything. And we made tournaments, 21 straight of them. Like, it's okay to criticize your coach. It's okay to do that. If your coach ain't giving you what you want, then there you go. And he ain't giving you what you want. It's not giving what it's supposed to give, as the young kids will say today, as the youth would say. It's not. So I've been talking about this team for 33 minutes. I'm going to try to get it to 35, 36. Then I'm going to eat my dinner and watch Abbott Elementary, which is a great show, by the way. If you haven't started watching Abbott Elementary on ABC, check it out. It's a mockumentary type show, almost like it's shot in the same way as The Office was shot. Pretty good show. Jamal's picks for TV. Boom. There you go. But for the Memphis fans that want to have faith, I understand why you want to have faith. For the Memphis fans that want to have hope, I understand why you want to have hope. My question to you is, why? My question to you is, what has this coach showed you to make you have so much faith in him? That's my only question. Is it bringing in players? What has he done with the players he brought in? Alo is like his son, and Alo has Alo gotten better? Has anybody gotten better? That's all I'm saying. Like, for those who have hope, if this was, it's like you in a bad relationship. I hope my girlfriend changed. I hope my boyfriend changed. I hope. If they ain't showing you what you need to see, maybe it might be time for something different. Or you give them one more year, you see what they can do, then you go from there. But like I said, I myself, I'm a Josh Pastner guy. I saw not how quickly, because they gave Josh 7 years. But I saw how this fan base turned on Josh. And you would give your right arm right now for Penny to have the type of career that Josh had here in the way he did it. Jeremiah Martin got better, but that was because of Tubby. he only had Jeremiah only had Penny only had Jeremiah for 8 months. But if you want to add Jeremiah to one of the ones that get better, cool. That's my cousin. That's family. So whatever. I don't care. I'll give Penny that. But nobody else. Nobody else. And it's going to be the same thing as it is after every year. We're going to see a revolving door of transfers. We're going to see a revolving door on the coaching staff. You need some consistency. The words of the day, class: chaos and consistency in Abbott Elementary. All right, man. Look, I done said what I needed to say. And these are not just like let's pile on Penny thoughts or whatever. If you go back to any old Kickback episodes from 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 5, 6 years ago, when Penny was coaching at East and I was assisting at White Station and all of this stuff was happening, I was saying the same thing then. Because Penny beat everybody in Memphis at East because he had better players, which is fine at the high school level. There's nobody in Memphis at the time that could have did anything with James Wiseman. James Wiseman was 7 foot in high school. The other tallest player in the city of Memphis was Chandler Lawson, and he was on the same team. And the other tallest player was somebody else, and he was on East. So there was nothing nobody could do. And that gave people this false insecurity that Penny could coach. Not saying that he can't get better, but what has he shown you in the last 4 years to make you have so much faith in him? No, Campbell. No, Jordan at Whitehaven could not. James was giving him fits. Good. That was a good one, though. Size-wise, he was about as tall as James. But James, he was too slow to guard James. James was giving him buckets all the time. So that's my thing. The state of the Memphis program is chaos that could be cured with consistency. And we're going to end it there. Let the church say amen. The offering plate is being passed around right now. We will reconvene. I'm going to try to do a Tigers Talk Thursday every Thursday. And we can talk about, we might just sit here and talk about the same thing. What's the state of the program? By next Thursday, the Tigers will have played at Tulsa. And the 27th is, so by next Thursday, they would play at Tulsa and versus ECU. It's an 8 o'clock game, and it's here. So they got 2 more games in a week. We'll reconvene then. Like I always say, stay safe, stay woke, keep your head on a swivel, and we are out. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Roy, Campbell, Renee, everybody watching. We'll catch y'all next week, man. Tigers Talk Thursday. All Memphis post-game show. Grizzlies got a game coming up tomorrow against Denver. Might do it tomorrow after the Denver game. Grizz shorthanded as well. Grizzlies went into Milwaukee with no Dylan Brooks, no Tyus Jones, no Desmond Bain, no Kyle Anderson, no Killian Tilly, and only lost by like a couple points because the refs had to cheat them. John Jaren is something nice, man. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do tomorrow against the Nuggets. Nikola Jokic is playing at an MVP level again. So 2 potential MVPs, and Ja and Nikola and Jokic going up against each other, which would be cool. But I'm talking more because 2 more people done sign on. I see more people watching, so I'm trying to get them a little taste of what the show was like. The state of the University of Memphis basketball program, chaos. But that chaos can be cured with consistency. It's a lot of C's. It's called alliteration. It's a literary device that we use. But we'll see if they get better. And tell your coach to stop cussing people out. Like, you can't be cussing reporters out, dog. Don't get mad at the reporter because your team wasn't ready. The man told Jeff Calkins to stop asking stupid fucking questions. That's hilarious, by the way, dog. That's just funny. I wish I could have heard that. All right, like I said, the collection plate has been passed. The benediction has been given. And I will catch y'all later. Peace.